my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world. Don't you understand? Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Chelsea-Alana. And so, girl, we are doing the first of, I don't know, maybe many videos documenting my first pregnancy. And so, sorry, I'm multitasking. I gotta multitask. I gotta get ready to multitask all the time because I'm getting ready to be a mama for the first time. Even though there's rumors out there saying that I had a child, that I gave up my child for these aspirations, totally not true. And the boy that you always see me posting on my social media is my stepson. And though I love him like he is mine, he does not belong to me biologically. But yeah, so there's like so many things that's been happening with me, like physically and emotionally, that I was not prepared for when it came to this pregnancy. And because I don't have my mom down here in Florida with me, and because I don't have, like, I have friends and family down here, but I just didn't have people that I could really like turn to about certain things that was happening. I turned to the internet. And the internet has been lying to women for years about what your pregnancy is gonna look like or what it's gonna be. And I just wanted to make a video to kind of like put it all out there. So if there's girls like me that is getting more than just morning sickness and fat, because like when you think of pregnancy, that's the only two things they give you: morning sickness and fat. And you might be tired. Those are the only three things, but a whole lot of other shit be going on. Okay, so we're gonna keep it all the way real. First and foremost, one of the things that we are going to tackle during this video, because like I said, I'm getting ready to go out. People have been seeing me and they're like, oh, you're glowing, you're glowing, you're glowing. And I'm looking at them like, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. Because one of the most horrific things that you figure out during your first trimester of pregnancy is knowing that your skin goes to shit. Like when I tell you, if you return subscribers to my channel, then you know I love my skin. I have tons and tons of like skin products. I love having healthy, glowy, pretty skin. I always valued my skin. And when I got pregnant, I started breaking out in whiteheads, blackheads, cystic acne, and then it started going on my chest and on my back. You can't really see it right now, but like my shoulders. I started getting pimples everywhere, and I felt like I was back in high school. I was fat and with pimples. Like I just could not believe it. So I am going to be using Liquid Oxygen's acne regimen breakthrough oxygen skin. It has an acne wash, pore cleansing, blackhead astringent, and acne facial moisturizer. The description links and coupon code will be in the box below. And one of the things that I did not know was not only with the acne, but just overall overly active skin production. So if you are new to my channel, you probably don't know, I used to suffer from psoriasis, but with changing my diet, moving down to a hotter climate, my psoriasis kind of really dissipated. Like it just wasn't as prominent as it was when I was living in New York and it was like freezing cold and I'm eating Chinese food, chicken wings, and you know, Popeyes and all that other stuff. And so yeah, my skin has been literally horrible. It has been so terrible. My psoriasis came back, so I have to wash my hair. Literally, I have to wash my hair probably every 2 days because I'll have a white cast of patches that I have to pull out, that is one, pulling my hair out, and then also leaving like scabs and stuff. I've recently noticed I clean my ears pretty daily. I've noticed there's been a lot more earwax in my ears. Like disgusting earwax. A lot of this stuff on my face, there is a lot of acne that's been popping up and a lot of blackheads. But then I started realizing I've always had freckles. I don't know if the camera is gonna like pick it up. I've always had like little freckles and moles. I'm getting dark skin tags on my chest and everywhere. Skin tags that I thought were blackheads and I was popping them, but they're skin tags. And I had to hit my mom up because my mom has a lot of skin tags, but she has a lot of freckles and she has a lot. And she was like, yeah, with pregnancy, your skin stretches out and you get skin tags. I thought it just came with old age. So I have my notes. Oh yeah, pregnancy. Another thing with pregnancy, I forget a lot of things. I forget a lot of things, child. And a lot of people have been getting away with the fact that I forgot a lot of things. It's just, it is what it is. So I've written them down. This is my list of terrible things that happened in your first trimester. Trying to wait for the water to get warmer. So, gas. I used to never pass gas, and I used to never like burp. And when I mean never, I mean like probably maybe in the morning when I wake up, I'll be able to go to the bathroom and hide it. No, I'm gassy and I'm burpy. I remember one time, for 1 week straight, I could not get a sentence out without like every sentence came with a burp. Every word came with a burp. Same thing with gas. My gas has been, I used to fart real cute, like it never made a noise, it never was stinky because I got a lot of colonics. If you're new to my channel, I used to love getting colonics. So my gas wasn't really like a smell because I would constantly be cleaning out my intestines, my colon. It smells horrendous now. Cravings, I haven't been having that many cravings. I think it's because I'm also like suffering from food aversion, meaning like all the foods that I used to like, I don't like anymore. I used to love cooking. I can't cook anymore because I cannot stand the smell of cooking food, whether it's vegetables or especially meat. Especially meat, I cannot deal with the smell of meat at all. Like I literally, I gag when I have to like cook food. And the reason why I did a video prior to this one talking about this smells good. The reason why I did a video prior to this one kind of coming clean about my gastric sleeve is because when I got my gastric sleeve, they had a rule that you could not get pregnant within the first 2 years of getting the sleeve. I got my sleeve in 2020, 2024, hit the mark. Unfortunately, even though I waited the time period I was supposed to before I got pregnant just so I can have a healthy pregnancy. Unfortunately, I have been dealing with dehydration, lack of fluid, low vitamins, and also just in general not being able to hold anything down. Because my stomach is the size of a medium banana, I can only eat what half of me would have usually ate, and that's to control my weight. Sorry, again, you see what I'm talking about. That's to control my weight and my blood sugar because I used to be diabetic. So this pregnancy has brought back everything. During the first 3 months of my pregnancy, I was detrimentally sick. I was glued to the toilet. I threw up at least 4 times a day. 4 times a day I was throwing up. Morning, noon, and night, didn't matter. I would throw up. And you would think usually after your throw up, you feel like a little bit better. No. I would throw up and then have nausea. And when I didn't have nausea, I would be fatigued. And I'm not talking about like regular, oh, I'm so tired. Like, I'm talking about flat out, I would pass out for hours as if I was a slave working in the hot sun of Georgia. Okay, baby. I was exhausted. Because I was always throwing up, unfortunately, during the first couple months of my pregnancy, it was really difficult because I had very low amniotic fluid because I wasn't keeping anything down. So that basically meant that my baby wasn't going to be able to, as they grew, they weren't going to be able to move around, and they just weren't going to survive. If you're at a certain percentage, the baby just wasn't going to survive if you didn't build up that amniotic fluid, which led to another I guess, side effect of pregnancy is anxiety. So I was having panic attacks because I'm thinking my baby is dying because they're not getting enough fluid, but my baby is making me throw up, and that's why your dumbass don't got no fluid. If you would stop making me throw up, I would give you enough fluid so you could thrive, but you're like killing me. And also, if you're new to my channel, you're gonna think I'm a nutcase, but if you've been watching my channel, you know that I did suffer from anxiety, and I was on medication, and sometimes I self-medicated with other things, and because I'm pregnant, I can't do any of that. So I had to work through my anxieties with like, woosahs, because I was losing it. And yeah, and so luckily, I was able to buy a knockoff Stanley cup from $5 and below because I was not spending $55 on a cup, but that was the recommended size. And I think you've seen my cup in a couple videos. I paid $5.55 for that cup, and I just was glued to it, honey. I put salt and water and mint and leaves. I put everything to try to like hydrate my baby as much as possible. And with the grace of God, I was able to get my amniotic fluids back up. Then a new demon ushered in, and that was the diabetes that I thought I had got rid of when I got my gastric sleeve. But apparently when you're pregnant, everything that was wrong with your body comes back to bite you. So then I go for a glucose test. And usually you get your glucose test when you're like in your 20s, in your weeks, like 21, 22. I had to get a glucose test at 14 weeks, 14, 15 weeks. Once you get into the trimester where they say, okay, the pregnancy is viable, whatever, immediately they let me know, due to my history, that they would have to do an early glucose test. I'm like, okay, no problem. I took the fruit punch. It wasn't that bad. The girls on TikTok said, whoa, it's so nasty. It wasn't that bad. It was warm. If it was colder, it had a little bit of lemon, a little orange in it, it would have been a rum punch. It wasn't that bad to me. It wasn't that bad to me, but I failed. I failed my glucose test. And of course, that stressed me out. Hold on, let me read how to do not rinse off. Okay. That stressed me out. So I'm like, great. But luckily you get 2 tries. Not 2 tries, I had a second try. But that one took like a couple hours instead of just the regular 1 hour. So I was able to pass the second glucose test the second week. But even with me passing it, they said, oh, we still have to monitor, and we're still gonna have to test you again when you get to 26 weeks. And I was like, okay, cool. But in my next video, I'm gonna have a tour of the hospital, and I'm gonna tell you why you have to stay on top of that. Because if you don't stay on top of like what your blood work is, or everything, then that's gonna be their reason to give you a C-section. And I haven't really talked about my pregnancy on my channel, but I am going to try to go for a unmedicated natural birth, meaning no epidural, no C-section. Child, don't get me started. Once I found out epidural had fentanyl, did you know that epidural had fentanyl in it? Once I found out that y'all were crackheads putting crack in your back, I was just like, why would I use an epidural? It has fentanyl in it. Are you crazy? I don't do drugs. And I know that's the people be like, oh, well, you took pills or whatever. I was prescribed those pills. I was prescribed Adderall. I was prescribed Doxepin. I was prescribed that. Okay, honey. So I'm not taking no fentanyl or no Percocet or whatever. Y'all are crazy. And then that's why y'all be having these crazy birth stories. I'm gonna try. Let me not, because before you get pregnant, you always think like, oh, I'm gonna have a certain type of pregnancy or whatever. Even I was very secure about the shape and the look of my pregnancy belly, because it didn't look like the pregnancy bellies in the movie. Then I just started seeing like a lot of stuff on TikTok and Instagram of girls who have bellies that look like mine, that just look like you're fat or just look like you're bloated, doesn't have that pretty skin tight pregnancy look that you see on the Hallmark movies, and that's normal. And so I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm not gonna do that because that's crazy, whatever the case may be, but I am gonna say I'm going to try, because I've done the research and I'm gonna try to do it. If I can't, I can't. I'm not gonna beat myself off, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do everything I can to try. Another thing is heartburn. If I'm not burping, I have heartburn. Like bad heartburn. And I'm not even talking about like, ugh, I ate some spicy taco heart. I'm talking about this bitch. Four alarm blazing in my throat. Why? No reason. You get heartburn for any reason. It doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter what you drink. I'll drink tea, peppermint tea, green tea. I even made my own ginger soda. Heartburn, and it burns for hours and hours. And I'm trying not to take any medication, because truth be told, once you start taking that medication, you're just gonna keep taking it, because realistically it's not gonna go away. Everybody's like, oh, in your second trimester, this is gonna go away, this is gonna go away. No, I don't throw up 4 times a day like I did in the beginning, but I do throw up at least probably 4 times a week. I have acid reflux every day. I have these moments where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You see what I'm talking about? And it's just, some days I just get exhausted. I literally feel like I'm gonna pass out. Another symptom, dizzy spells and headaches. I have the worst dizzy spells where in the middle of a conversation, like it feels like somebody put a cloak over my face, and I feel like I'm going to literally just fall out. It's crazy. And then I'll just have like really bad headaches, which, believe it or not, I'm not a headache person. I probably will get a headache, if it's not hair related, I'll probably get a headache probably about 4 times out of the year. I rarely ever get a migraine. I don't get headaches or anything like that. So now having headaches is like so scary, because I have them more regularly, and I feel like, I hope I'm not having an aneurysm or a freaking stroke or something. What did I do? So yeah, another thing, and this is where it gets kind of nasty, and this is why I put it at the end of the video, child. So if you wasn't really dedicated to watching, you weren't gonna watch to the end. Nobody told me the amount of like discharge. I woke up during my first trimester. I woke up, and believe it or not, I never really had a lot of discharge, like probably like around my period or something like that. Just very minimal, nothing a panty liner couldn't deal with. around like my first trimester, I literally woke up and my cucamonga was throbbing. Like, it was throbbing so bad. And I was like, what the hell is this? Then I go to the restroom and I have so much discharge. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? And girl, I'm gonna be so real. I called my man. I said, I don't know what you been doing, but you're finna get caught, so you about to tell me something. He was on the phone like, what are you talking about? And you know, he has other kids. So I'm telling him what's going on. I'm like, I'm on my way to the hospital right now. I'm gonna find out what's wrong with me. And he's like laughing at me. He was like, you're pregnant. I was like, so? He was like, it's just something that happens when you're pregnant. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is what it looks like. So I go to the emergency room. So dramatic. During my pregnancy, during my first trimester, I probably spent over $2,000 in the emergency room, going week after week after week, because all of these symptoms I thought were like the worst of the worst. And they kept telling me, no, it's normal, it's pregnancy, it's normal, it's pregnancy. And I'm like, what? And so, yeah. So he was just basically like, you're pregnant, that's what happens when you're pregnant, that's how your body is, that's how you get ready for the baby. And I'm not listening to him, because you're not a doctor. I'm not listening to you. Girl, I go to the people. I'm like, can you please check me for STDs? Can you check me for this? Can you check me for that? And they're like, are you by any chance pregnant? And I was just like, yeah, I'm 9 weeks pregnant. And da-da-da-da-da. And they're like looking at me. They were like, okay. The guy put the clipboard down. He was just like, okay. He was like, I'm gonna run the test, but I want to let you know that it looks like your cervix is creating the mucus plug. And I was like, what is that? He's like, it's what keeps the water in for your baby. And so during your first trimester, it's gonna look like that. And I'm like, what? I thought all this stuff magically appeared. I did not know your body is in the process of growth, because they don't tell you. Your mother doesn't tell you, unless you guys have an amazing relationship with your mother and your mother tells you these things. Your mother doesn't tell you. The school doesn't tell you. Your gynecologist. I didn't even know that my OBGYN couldn't be my baby doctor. I didn't know the difference between an OBGYN and an obstetrician. And so nobody tells you this stuff. So they ran the test, everything came back negative, and I went to Googling to find out that I spent $1,200 at the emergency room just to find out that my cervix was making a mucus plug. And I thought I had some type of a STD. The horrors of the first trimester. People are always like, oh, you're so tired. I was tired, like a runaway slave tired. I was sick. Like a bulimic sick, okay? I was a lot, but there's just so much other stuff, from the earwax, the acne, the skin tags, the patches of this, the acid reflux, the gas, I can't even, I tried to put my glasses on the other day. Apparently it messes with your vision. I can't even see the same. And I couldn't even see from the beginning, so now I definitely can't see. It's just a lot of stuff, child, and I just really want to be honest. I'm gonna have some happy videos about my pregnancy coming up, hopefully, God willing. But I want to be able to tell the real. I want to be able to tell the girls the truth. But I do want to take this time out to thank those who started purchasing off my baby registry. It means so much to me. If I can find you, if you could put your Instagram at, or put your at, some of you guys just put your names, and I don't know if it's just because Amazon won't let you put your at name, but it means so much to me. I cried. Chastity gave me a hold on. This is, I'm starting my little bag, my little box of things, because we are gonna move, so I don't want to unpack anything. But Chastity got me this tummy time water thing that I wanted to help the baby's neck, or whatever the case may be. And I cried for like 30 minutes. on the bathroom floor. I was crying because it just meant so much to me that somebody would do something like that. For everybody who's been purchasing something for my baby off my baby registry, I really want to thank you so much. There was some drama around the time. Some audio was leaked and people found out I was pregnant, and people were just not saying like the best of things about me announcing my pregnancy a little early, and it kind of discouraged me, made me feel like, okay, I'm not gonna put my pregnancy on social media because, you know, the anxiety and everything like that. And I was just like, forget it, I'm huge, I gotta make my money, I gotta do my videos, I gotta take my pictures, and people are gonna notice that I got big. And so I'm seeing people reach out and buy books and buy clothes and buy things off my registry and just send me really notes of prayer and congratulating me. It really does mean a lot to me, and it does make me feel a lot better about my situation. I mean, I'm not in a situation. I am not going to be one of those people who cry on camera and then edit it once they come back. So it gets me a little bit emotional talking about it because I just wasn't raised to ask people for things. So putting out my registry and asking people to buy stuff for my baby, it takes a lot out of me, from my pride and just my upbringing. And so to see people like just being really receptive and really sweet and really nice, it means a lot to me. It just means a lot. And so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I will continue to shout all y'all out. If you put your ats or let me know or whatever the case may be, that'll just be great. Okay, guys. So I'll be back with another video very, very soon. Child, you said I gotta do something with the hell. And then I'm off to the movies. And thanks for watching. Bye. If you have any tips, I did the pregnancy pops. It doesn't work for me. I did ginger. I saw somebody wrote my comments about baking soda and some stuff. I haven't tried it yet, but I will. If you have any recipes, if you have any recommendations or anything, especially for the acid reflux and especially for the burping, please let me know. And I'm also starting to lose my breath, so that also. So if you guys have any products that you want to recommend, please send them, tell me, give me the link, add it to my registry. Your girl need help, child. It takes a village. So I'll be back with another video very, very soon. Dami besos.